All right, we read Mrs. McNosh Does Her Wash last time. We're going to read Mrs. McNosh and the Great Big Squash this time. Look at that squash that she's sitting on. It's by Sarah Weeks, and pictures are by Nadine Bernard Westcott. You ready to see what Mrs. McNosh is going to get into this time? The first day of spring, Miss Nellie McNosh went out to her garden and planted a squash. So it's the first day of spring, and there's Mrs. McNosh, and there's her dog, and they are planting squash. How many of you like squash? She pushed the seed in with the tip of her toe, and the minute she did, it started to grow. So she pushed it in with her toe, and then it started to grow. Do they grow that quick in real life? No. At first it was round and as big as a head. In fact, it looked just like the Paperboy Fred. Her squash looks like the Paperboy Fred. Here, I'm going to show you. See, there's the Paperboy Fred, and there's her squash. Well, it does look like him, don't it? Then it turned yellow and bumpy and fat. It rolled from the garden and flattened the cat. It's getting bigger. Look at the poor kitty. Not squashed. It knocked over trash cans and ran over toes. It twisted the sprinkler and plugged up the hose. It crashed through the clothesline and smashed through the fence, scaring the pants off two elderly gents. Squash is doing a lot of damage. So look, she's got her toes stepped on. There's the trash cans knocked over. The doggy's hanging on to the squash. There's Mrs. McNosh. It's ran into the clothesline. Remember that from our last story? Let's see here. There's the two elderly men. Their pants off because that old squash scared them so bad. Poor Nellie was worried. She said, "Oh my gosh, there's got to be some way to slow down this squash." She slapped it up and scolded it, pinched it and kicked it. And then she took hold of the stem and she picked it. So she was trying to settle that squash down. She was fighting it, hitting it, kicking it. And then she finally picked it. See where she broke the stem? I know what's going to happen now. Now what do I do? Wondered Mrs. McNosh. I've got to find something to do with this squash. There isn't a place in the world it will fit. It's big as a house. Wait, said Nellie. That's it. What do you think her idea is? Got her there. She's worried, but by the end of that page, she had an idea. And so, by the light of the big yellow moon, she scooped and she scramped with a long-handled spoon. And when the sun rose, where was Mrs. McNosh? So she's scooping all the insides out of that squash, or as I like to call them, all the guts coming out. Curled up, sound asleep. Look, she worked so hard, she put herself to sleep. Got her there. Where is she though? In her big yellow squash. Look here. She made a home, didn't she? She said it was big enough for a house. So she dug. She even made a window. Look here, there's the top, so she could close it up if it started to rain. She wore herself out, didn't she? That old Mrs. Nellie McNosh, she's something else, ain't she? All right, guys, I hope you had a good Thursday, and I will see you later. Bye.